In this practice video I'm going to show you an example of adding plumbing pipes. So let's start off by opening up our project. First thing we need to do is we need to go into our settings, mechanical settings, and check a few things out. So Systems tab, Mechanical Settings, Pipe Settings, Angles. And here in Australia we don't use these last two here, 22.5 and 11.25, so we're going to click on use specific angles and uncheck these two boxes and then click on OK. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to run a cold water pipe from our mains water connector here right the way through down to this ring. So we need to make sure that we're in the plumbing floor plans number 1 plumbing, and then in the properties we're going to look for underlay. Underlay. And set base to level 2 and apply. This will give us the ability to view our pipe as we move between different floors. Next we're going to zoom in onto this area here. Click on the item and then click on draw pipe. Because we've clicked on this, it's automatically going to give us the default settings for the connection here. But we don't just want to draw straight away, we want to change our properties and check that we've got copper here. And also check that the system type is domestic cold water. Now the default is at offset is at 750. We're going to leave it at that, although it might say in the exercise to change it to 600. We're going to leave it 750. Then we're going to draw a small way out, and then we're going to change our height to 3650. It's also probably a good idea to change our settings to fine at this stage. Doing that also meant that it loses connection here. So we need to go back to here, right click, draw pipe, and enter our height in again. Now we'll continue down the page to roughly around about here. And across, and then follow the route as indicated in the book. But what we're going to do is we're going to stop approximately about here, and then we're going to change our diameter to 150. Before we continue on to about there. Move across, and again we're going to change our click here and then change our diameter to 100 before we continue to the wall, and change our height to 3750. And now we'll continue on along to the far side over here, and then continue on to just past this basin. When we changed earlier on our base range underlay to level 2, what it meant is that because we're working in level 1, this is the duct, the pipe that we've got, and if you can just about make out our pipe when we changed it to a different height here, we've now got a very faint blue line for the pipe work. This is because this pipe work is actually on the level 2 because of the height when we changed it to 7350. So we're able to still see the root of our pipe on the second floor even though we're actually working on the first floor. Next we're going to draw a pipe. We're at 7350, the same as before, and we're going to draw a pipe from here right the way along and connect into our pipe here. Click modify, and then we're going to click connect, zoom in on one of our water heaters. We can pick any one of these, click onto it, click on connect into, and since this is cold water we want to choose connector number 1, domestic cold water, and OK, and then we're going to click on the pipe. And then we repeat the steps for here, connect into, cold water, and click on our pipe. Now what we're going to do is move on to the hot water lines. So we're going to click on this lower water heater here and connect on the hot water. In the options bar we're going to change this to 3500 because we don't want to be coming straight off the top of the unit because we'll be in the middle of the room. And then we're going to follow the cold water pipe to here, where we then change our height 7150. Before we continue on and follow the route of the cold water pipe. Like so. Now if you need to make any changes on the pipe on the second floor, switch over to the second floor itself, put that on fine mode, and you can make any changes here if needs be. And then the last part of this practice is we're going to draw slope pipes for the drains. So we need to go to the project browser and look at the plumbing. And what we want to look at is the sections, building section, this one, and restroom. And that will take us to here. So we're going to select on this floor drain here. Click on the pipe. We want our pipes to be standard. And then in the modify, what we want, because it's a drainage, we want some slope on this. We want to slope down, and we want it at 1%. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down a little bit. And then we're going to draw, as you can see, even though I'm drawing horizontally straight, by looking at the blue line as a guide, you can see that the pipe's already at that 1% slope. And we're just going to take it past over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect up all these other floor drains here. So just like before, click on the item, connect into, and then click on the drain. Now this method is far easier to do it like this compared to doing it in a section view, because these are not all completely aligned up. If we look here, we can see that these are all our drains, these circular points here, and you can see that some of them are at different positions. If we look at this in 3D, you can see each one of our systems has automatically joined it up correctly the way it needs to be, even though they're all at different positions for one another. If you try and do this at a section view or from a plan view, then chances are you're going to end up doing this a few times before you end up getting it right. So having this section view like this, where we're just effectively what appears to be drawn straight down, makes it a far easier and better method of joining these items up together.